Oh, yeah. Yeehaw there, Brick. You throw that on there?
Yeehaw!
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll throw a yeehaw in between reps. That sounds good. So for someone who's just getting started, right? They want to get their certification. They feel overwhelmed with a lot of the choices. What's your best piece of advice to help them get moving forward?
Just realize that you got into this to help people.
Now that I'm certified, do I get one of those belt buckles?
Oh, I don't know about that. You got to be qualified to get that sucker, Brick.
Whoa, look at that thing. What do most trainers miss when it comes to turning their certification into a real career? What do you think? Why should someone get certified rather than just start training people?
Brick Headstrong! Brick Headstrong! He's got the reps to you! He's got the reps to you! Brick Headstrong!
Chris, is that you?
It is, my man. How we doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing great. How about you?
Looking great. Showing up. Love it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, for the viewers at home, this is Chris Hitchko. He's the founder of Show Up Fitness. And today, we're going to talk all about personal training, all right? But before we get started, I want to set some ground rules, okay?
Let's do it.
All right. So the first thing, all right, for people at home, you're watching two personal trainers, one of us with maybe a little more experience than the other. We don't need to call attention to who that is, all right? Just in case you're wondering. It's me. But anyways, we're going to be talking about the differences between being a certified trainer and a qualified trainer, which means we're going to be talking about a few different ways you can go about becoming a certified trainer. And I want to be constructive, all right? We're going to have a constructive conversation. We're not throwing bombs. We're not going to be too negative. But we do need to weigh out some of the strengths and weaknesses of the different ways people can go about this, all right? But before we get there, have you been to the gym today?
Of course. I'm in the gym right now.
Oh, me too. I'm in the locker room. But what'd you work out today?
Biceps. Always biceps.
Oh, always biceps. Oh, man. I might need to get that program. Tell me, how many reps did you do today?
Stop. Couldn't even keep up counting. Just too many. Too many of them. Curls on curls.
Too
curls
many.
for the girls, baby.
Curls for the girls. Oh, I love it. I'm going to use that. That's great. Now, Chris, do you remember the first time you started working out?
I had a personal trainer when I was in 4th grade, junior fitness. So I've been doing this, it seems like, forever.
Wow. That's a long time. 4th grade. That's incredible. What was that experience like? Do you remember?
It was great rolling. We did junior fitness.
Rolling.
We were doing pull-ups. We were doing push-ups. We were curling for the girls at that age, too. It was great. It really set my expectations forever. So I'm indebted for him forever.
That's incredible. I love hearing it. I love that. And for those at home that don't know, Brick recently got my NASM certification, and I couldn't do it without Chris. So thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
You helped me get my NASM. You know, your study guides, they helped me out a lot. But I got a question. Now that I'm certified, do I get one of those belt buckles?
Oh, I don't know about that. You got to be qualified to get that sucker, Brick.
Whoa, look at that thing. Everyone, you see this? Look at this guy. How much does that thing weigh?
10 pounds.
10 pounds of gold. That's incredible. Great stuff. Now, who's behind you there? You got a guest?
Yeah, Mr. Skelly. So I teach personal trainers. We have a certification, and we're always leveling up to optimize anatomy programming assessments. And 2024, our certification got in the top 10, and we're just doing the best we can to help trainers level up and bring the bar up for trainers.
Wow, you're in the top 10.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And I think I understand why. You know, your help got me through that whole test. I couldn't do it without you. It's great. Now, there's always a debate, right, about whether trainers really need that certification. But from your perspective, your opinion, why should someone get certified rather than just start training people?
It's just like driving a car. You can do it, but if you get caught, there's a lot of liability. And the last thing you want to do is hurt someone, because we're doing this to help people. And that certification is that entry into a gym, online, wherever it may be, and you need that piece of paper for legal purposes.
Yeah, I agree. Now, do you need a certification in order to work at a gym? Or does it change places?
I mean, it depends. I talk about that in my book. You'll have to read this. I'll send it to you, my man.
Oh,
Look at this.
I saw that. I saw you have a new book.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I talk about my 20 years of being a trainer. If you look the part, there's a lot of gyms that may just bring you on. I know LA Fitness, some gyms they need the numbers. They're not really going to follow up on that certification. But there are some gyms, the higher up gyms. We partnered with Lifetime Fitness and Equinox. They prefer our certification, and they want you to have that experience as well as the competence. That's something that we really focus on at Show Up, is being competent but also confident.
Now, you said you're in the top 10 for personal trainer certifications, right?
Yep.
What kind of certifications are out there? I know of NASM. I know of Show Up Fitness. Maybe ACE. That's one.
Yep. So
But
ACE and
a whole
ISSA,
bunch of other ones.
There you go. So NASM and ISSA, they're probably the most recognized. Most people don't realize that they're owned by giant marketing agencies and also investment firms. And so a lot of money to be able to market and get in front of you. There's also ACE. The nonprofit ones are NSCA, ACSM. Those are very respected because they're science-based. They have a lot of great stuff in universities. There's a lot of certifications out there, but the ones that will really get you in the door are going to be the ones where you have partnerships like we do. And, you hear people hear about like the gold standard. And what I say is you shouldn't be looking for a certification. What you should do is go to the place where you want to work, talk to the management there, talk to the trainers and say, what do I need to be able to train here? And then maybe they have an internship. Maybe they have a specific certification that they want. So you get that to fulfill their needs. Then you can start gaining that supervised experience, because that's hands down the best. I mean, could you imagine reading a book on how to drive a car and you don't actually drive the car? And that's unfortunate.
Right.
So many trainers don't gain that hands-on supervision. That's what we need more of in the industry.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Now, are there certifications that make more sense for certain career paths?
ACSM is going to be more like exercise physiology. If you want to be a strength coach, you get your CSCS, and that's through NSCA. Otherwise, if you want to work at usually like the lower end gyms, what I call them the very, what do we call them? The high volume, low price, like the LA Fitness and the EOS. They just want your basic certs like NASM, ACE, ISSA.
Now tell me, how is Show Up Fitness any different than the other ones?
Great question. So we're the only certification where you actually have to take the test verbally. So you have to be able to name the 17 muscles around the shoulder, lower body anatomy, the movement patterns, and design a program on the spot. Because if you're trying, I'm here in Santa Monica. There's celebrities, and they could walk up to our gym and say, hey, I want to train right now. You're not going to spend 10, 15 minutes writing out a program. You need to be able to design that on the spot. And that's really what we teach the trainers, to be confident in the delivery of programming, because that's an integral part of being a trainer.
Interesting. No, I agree. I mean, I think you have to have the experience in order to be training anybody, Without that, you just read a book. That's about it, But what do you think the certifications are lacking other than that experience? Is there things that you see that Show Up Fitness helps address?
Yeah, so when you get, again, that hands-on learning is huge. And so we have weekend seminars with our partnership at Lifetime. So in 2 days, I always say you'll learn more than any textbook certification, because you are learning techniques about programming, cueing, and how to build that confidence. Most trainers are scared about sales, and we really help you build that confidence around sales, because we are selling our product, which is ourselves. We shouldn't be scared about that. You should be confident in that delivery process.
Right, because getting that certification, it's one thing, but actually making money, getting that bag, that's another.
That's right.
But what do most trainers miss when it comes to turning their certification into a real career? What do you think?
It's just the expectations. Coming in thinking you're going to be making $100,000 by not doing anything. Clients are going to start lining up. The big misconceptions are we work when our clients are not working. So early in the morning, I'm usually up at 4 a.m. every day. I train clients at 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. And then we usually have a midday break, and then you come back and train some more. But then also focusing on those streams of revenue, which are very, very important because, look at COVID. Trainers weren't able to train during that time. And so everything was a big hiccup for the world. And so if you had to pivot into the online space at that moment, then you're going to be behind the game. And so you want to work on developing streams of revenue, nutrition coaching, building partnerships. And when you are able to have those streams, you're going to really be able to make this into a career.
Yeah. What kind of streams we talking? I can obviously charge somebody to be a client for me. Would anything else come to mind?
Yeah, big missed opportunity is trainers include nutrition part of their services. And that's something that show up. We have a nutrition certification as well, taught with an RD. And so you should have a team. So if I'm going to take you through a workout, when I'm training you, we train. But then also additionally, you can pay $200, $300, $400 a month and you get nutritional coaching from that, where we sit down, we go through food logs, and we review what you've been eating, how we can help you get there more optimally. And then you bring the RD in for their expertise. So it's like you have a team. It's not just the trainer. You have a physical therapist. You have an RD. And when you build a better team, you really are practicing in the capacity of a medical professional, because that's exactly what we are. But trainers don't see themselves in that light. They see themselves as just another trainer. But when you look at yourself as the expert, like physical therapists are, like registered dietitians are, then you really can turn your passion for fitness into a career.
Right. I was going to say, when I took your study guide, one of the things I remember is that with a NASM certified personal trainer, I'm not supposed to give people nutritional advice, right?
Yeah, that's such a gray area, because your clients come in all the time and they're going to ask about, well, what do you think about this? Or what about the supplement? And you can give generalized advice. You just can't go below 1,200 calories. You can't give specific meal plans. All registered dietitians are nutritionists, but all nutritionists are not registered dietitians. And so there is that gray area, and trainers unfortunately do overstep their boundaries and talk about stuff that they're by law not supposed to be talking about.
Right. Now, how important do you find hands-on training compared to just reading those books? What makes someone qualified versus certified? What do you think?
You can type in anywhere on the Google machine what percent of trainers quit within the first year, and the statistic is insane, 85, 90%. And it's because they go that route that everyone else is going. They just get that textbook certification. So when you level up and you get into an internship opportunity, when you are able to learn from physical therapists, you shadow, and you build your career capital in that way, you're separating yourself from the masses. The thing I hear a lot is the industry is saturated, and I disagree. It's saturated with influencers and people who just take the easy way. If you want to be qualified, there really is no competition, because you are in a sea of, just awesomeness, because you are a qualified trainer.
Awesomeness. That's what I like to hear. I got to get in that category.
Your biceps are there. We just got to bring that the next level up there, my man.
You think I'm ready? You think the biceps are ready, or what? Do I have to get bigger?
I think they are. You are packing some heat right there.
Oh, thank you. You too. I saw them when you put that belt buckle and you showed me the belt buckle. You're getting jacked. So listen, Brick got his NASM certification thanks to you and your study guides, right? They played a big role in this. What's your best study advice for trainers preparing for their exams? I mean, obviously, they could do your guide for one. But what else?
I get some heat for this one because, I've been a trainer for 20 years and I have a degree in kinesiology, and I'm such a believer in the hands-on. What I see firsthand is trainers will buy a bundle and they'll end up spending a year studying. And that's exactly what you shouldn't be doing. You should pass it as quickly as you can. I mean, we have a podcast you can listen to. We have study guides.
What's it?
Cheat sheets. What's that?
What's the podcast?
Show Up Fitness Podcast.
Oh, easy. That's easy. How often are you putting out podcasts?
3-4 times a week, getting that content out there.
I got to catch up to you. That's a lot of reps.
That's right. We've had mutual guests. I know Andrew Coates was on here. I've had him on my podcast. Yep. It's just, you got to get through that certification as quickly as you can so you can get into an environment where you're learning from those that are doing what you want to do. So learn the assessment process, learn how to cue and implement trainer-engaged exercises so you can add value to your clients, because ultimately your clients are buying you. You could have bigger biceps than you, which I don't know if that's possible. But at the end of the day, if you don't have those people skills, if you don't have those people skills, if you don't have the technical skills and the business skills all together, then you're not going to be able to grow a book of business. So you got to get into the trenches as quickly as you can in the right environment.
Right. You mentioned having some business skills. Now, are there any valuable specializations or continuing education paths that you think that trainers can get into to stand out better?
I'm biased as we have 3 certifications. So our soft tissue is what we teach at Lifetime. So we go to their gyms and we assess clients with discomfort that they have, shoulder screens, low back screens, and then you're helping them get out of pain. And so by implementing the soft tissue with our certification, you're able to really change the landscape, because that's one of the biggest problems when you go through a textbook cert. You're not learning how to help clients who are in pain, and you're going to have clients on a daily basis that have knee issues, shoulder issues, low back issues. And if you don't know how to address them, your confidence goes down because they don't sign up with you.
Interesting. How long is that program, the soft tissue one?
It's 2 months online, but then we have the weekend seminars where in 2 days you learn all the techniques and you're working alongside Lifetime trainers.
Oh, that's interesting. I might have to check that one out. I'm kind of interested in that one.
Yeah, you're in Pennsylvania. You're in Pennsylvania, right?
That's right.
We're going to be in New York here with one of their. We're going to be in Miami. We're going to be in Austin at the end of the month, April 4th and 5th. Every month we go to one of their gyms.
April 4th and 5th. Wait a minute. Are you going to be in New York?
We will be in New York. We're going to be in Austin next, April 4th and 5th. And then in the summer, we're going to be in New York. And I'll let you know.
When you say we, you mean you, right? You're
I'll be there. Belt buckle trainer.
All right.
Will be there. We can have a bicep off. Boom.
You don't want any of that, but those look good. Those look good. I don't know, maybe. Maybe we should put some money on this.
I think we should.
I think so, too. I'll start training now. But the fitness industry, as you know, it's always evolving. We got AI now. It's helping write programs. What do you think about that? What do you think about AI helping write programs?
It's great. Just like, think of a chef. If you were to have a sous chef who can make your recipe faster and more efficient, it's only going to complement the chef. At the end of the day, AI doesn't intimidate me because I'm the tool and I'm the one who gets the results.
That's interesting. I like that. I know a lot of people are afraid of it, though. You know, my day-to-day, people always ask me, Brick, are you talking to that machine again? And I kind of do. I talk to it a lot. It helps me, you know. Makes little tweaks. Every once in a while, I think I need an exercise. It helps me out. But do you think the way trainers get certified will end up changing in the future?
No, I don't think so, just because it's a free market. And when there's a free market, there's a lot of money to be made. And, you know, the big investment firms are behind a lot of these certifications. And so they're not going to ever regulate it, because then it's going to be more like physical therapy, and then have to be a universal umbrella, you know, certification that you'd have to take state by state. And it just wouldn't be in the best interest of Big Brother and all the money that they're making.
No, that makes sense. I get you. But so for someone who's just getting started, right? They want to get their certification. They feel overwhelmed with a lot of the choices. What's your best piece of advice to help them get moving forward?
Of course, you got to get yourself in a CPT, because that's going to be.
Oh, nice plug.
Right. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Let's talk about it a little bit. Tell me about Show Up Fitness.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, that certification is you go through the program online. We have some of the best professors, physical therapists, doctors, and so we consult with them. It's online with daily live calls, and so that's really the big game changer. Is like right now, I could be teaching you our anatomy, going over, you know, the pectoralis major, what it's doing, horizontal adduction, and so forth. And so you're learning the anatomy, asking questions, but you learn at your own pace. So if you can't make a class, they're recorded within the app. Get asked questions around programming, because a big thing I see, unfortunately, it's not to knock how it's done, but a lot of trainers will go into like Reddit or a forum, and they actually don't even see the person. They'll ask, I have a client who has shoulder issues. What should I do? And you have 30 different people who you don't even know their credentials or giving you advice. And so then you go out there and you're hurting people, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's no good. We don't need any of that. That's
Nope.
for sure. Now, I remember you had a bunch of live classes, right? I can get involved right then and there while they're teaching it. How often does that happen every week?
Every day. So you're able to hop
nice.
on a live call, and we have numerous instructors. Andrew actually helps out a lot with social media. So usually once a month, he'll He'll help you level up your game because that guy's a rock star. I always give him a huge shout out.
Yeah.
Interviewed him in my book as well.
Oh, cool. So when are you interviewing me for the book? Is that being the third one?
Once your biceps are bigger than mine, so I don't know if we'll get you in there, Brick.
Oh, well, challenge accepted. I'll take that on. But seriously, though, do you set fitness goals for yourself?
Absolutely.
What do you got on the plate right now? What are you thinking? What are you doing?
2025 is the road back to 315. I've been slacking a little bit.
Oh.
315 on the bench.
Where are you at now?
275, so I got to need another
275?
40 pounds or so. I was doing some heavy eccentrics today and just working on getting that three plates back on there. Nothing cooler. I mean, big biceps are awesome, but when you throw three plates on the bench, it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you have any advice for someone that's trying to get to that 3 plates? What's some things I could do to change it up to get after that? Because I'm not at that 3 plates yet.
Work with someone who's stronger than you. That's always the best thing because then that's going to motivate you, and the weight is just going to be kept on the plate in some instances. So if you're benching 275 and your buddy's only at 225, you're going to make him do 275 for some forced eccentrics. So then your nervous system is just going to adapt a lot more efficiently. Having a spotter is huge, and just an appropriate amount of volume, not overdoing it.
So you said forced eccentrics. Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate a bit?
So my one RM right now is say 275. So throw on 295, or some people call them super overloads, and then you just control the eccentric as slow as you can. Then you have a spotter lift it up for you. So it's like a client who can't do a pull-up. The best thing you can do is help them get on top of the bar and slow down the eccentric.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Now, I was thinking, if I'm going to push 315, I need some good music. I need some good tunes. What do you got to recommend me?
My belt buckle is going to go with my boy Frank Foster. You got to throw some country music on there.
What? Country music? While you're lifting?
Oh, yeah. Yeehaw there, Brick. You throw that on there.
Yeehaw?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll throw a yeehaw in between reps. That sounds good. You think that's going to get me there?
Yeah, absolutely will.
Oh, that's good news. Now, it's been great having you as a guest, but what's something we can do to get stronger without going to the gym? I know you said when you were in 4th grade, you did all of these push-ups, pull-ups, I'm assuming bodyweight squats, maybe even 2. What's something that kids can do at home?
Be consistent. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Find a couple exercises you like, and then show up every day.
That's a good point. Now, separate to that, what's one small healthy habit somebody could start today that will help us as we get a little older?
Neuroplasticity, keeping that brain sharp, reading every single day a few pages.
Reading. That's interesting.
Yeah, reading is, we got to keep our body and our biceps huge. We got to keep our brain huge as well. So a couple pages every day.
That's true. Are you reading anything good right now?
I'm reading a book called Limitless on how to read faster.
Whoa. Well, that's important. You'll be able to read more books quicker.
That's right.
Let me ask you this. Can you read this?
My fitness coach is a puppet. Love it.
That's right. That's right. Your fitness coach is me. Brick Headstrong. I'm a puppet. But anyways, hey, Chris, thanks so much for being a guest on Reppin Fitness. Now, before we go, do you have any advice for fitness trainers just getting started and they just got past that first year?
Yeah, most don't make it. So congratulations.
Right.
And just realize that you got into this to help people. And I'm quite the personality on YouTube. I have 3 older brothers. I grew up in the military family, so I can be annoying. I get it. But at the end of the day, I do this because I love it. And I love helping people, and that's why I teach, because I feel like I can help trainers turn their passion for fitness in their career. There's nothing that, just breaks my heart. I'm not going to cry, but nothing breaks my heart even more than when you have someone reach out and say, I'm certified, but I'm completely lost. I don't know what to do. I gave up. And that's unfortunate, because with the right guidance and mentorship, you absolutely can turn this into a career. And there's so many opportunities with online and owning your own gym. You don't just have to go to the big gyms and work there for 50 hours a week at the dispense of Big Brother. You're able to start your own gyms and do things that you're passionate about. And just like this, being innovative and coming up with different strategies that others aren't thinking of. So you got to surround yourself with great trainers that level you up.
I love that. Because, circling back to the start, you and me, we're both trainers and we care about people. And that's why we're here today. We want people to get some practical advice to help them with their everyday lives. So, Chris, thanks again for being a guest on Reppin Fitness.
Anytime, my man. Remember, keep showing up.
Keep showing up, and let's get those reps.
Love it.